Welcome to Jets Nation Radio, episode 14. I'm Angus Hout, and across from me is Sam Brownell. How's it going?
The hair coming out of the back of your headphones right now is absolutely spectacular.
Oh man, yeah, I
It's
cannot.
fantastic.
I'm heading off to the farm. I'm gonna make some money, and I think the first thing
Oh,
I'm gonna get when I've got a little bit of cash is get a haircut because I need one desperately. I'm looking like a
good
goober.
times.
Okay, so this week I was going through the Twitter account of Jets Nation and just seeing who's followed us, and the one name that came up that I got really excited about was Norm Macdonald. Do you know who he is?
Yeah,
So
Norm Macdonald's dead.
yeah, I forgot that he was dead, and I got real excited that Norm
He was
Macdonald.
a Jets fan though.
He
He
was
was a Jets
indeed.
fan.
Yeah,
One
and
of the best comedians ever.
he was.
Norm
I love
Macdonald.
Norm Macdonald, but yeah, I got excited, but I had briefly forgotten that he had passed. And so I was going to go message Norm Macdonald, be like, "Hey, what are the odds you want to show up on our podcast?" And then like I clicked on the account, and Twitter's like, "Yeah, this account is deactivated." It's like, "Oh, right."
Sad.
Real sad. So if there's another famous person that listens to this podcast, please don't be dead, and you can come on in.
Jeez.
Yeah. So that was a
Good
heartbreaker on
start.
Wednesday night. Great start. But yeah, Johnny Kovacevic.
That
He hit the
was
waiver
that was a
wire.
heartbreaker this morning, or I
Yeah,
guess this afternoon.
this
That was
afternoon.
that's really too bad. I was hoping they would I don't know, sneak him through waivers somehow, but Montreal picked him up, which is the number one priority team on waivers, which means they gave up their number one priority for him, which is a good sign for them. Like he's a
Yeah.
solid player.
Yeah, no, like
I
they're
would I don't think this is that much of a hot take, but I think I would have rather see Stanley hit the waiver wire.
I thought that Stanley hit the waiver wire
One
yesterday.
did he?
I swear
I
I'd
don't
seen
think
it.
they sent him down. I think Kovacevic was the first round of cuts because today they had to be made.
Yeah. Okay. Either way. So either way, it's yeah, losing like a very mobile 6'5" defenseman. Like that's a big loss to the
Yeah.
Manitoba Moose. And eventually for the Jets too. Like, he's gonna be a great play. Like I mean, we both know he's great. So good for
Are
Montreal,
they
I
going to be
guess.
sending are they going to be sending that Copa Bianco, whatever his name is, down? Because I would have much rather see him gone than Kovacevic.
Yeah, I'm
And
pretty sure.
I don't know if anyone would have claimed him off of waivers.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure about that. I honestly, it's just like the cuts have been like so screwy with me lately. I've just been like catching names like, okay, cool. And then all of a sudden we're down to 23 from 50 or 25 from 50. And it's like, whoo,
There were a
that came
couple
quick.
big chunks where they cut a bunch of people at once, but for
Yeah.
the most part, it's just like here and there they've just thrown a few names out there.
Yeah. Want to just, I don't know. It's the start of the season. You can't pay attention to all of it all the time. So either way,
It's that time of
Kovacevic
year.
gone. I'm sad. Way she
On to
goes.
Montreal, yeah.
On to Montreal.
I mean, there's such a logjam at D. If I know it's almost getting annoying using that term over and over again, but that's what it is. I think he was a really solid young defenseman, but was he going to make the team? Maybe when guys start leaving, like Schmidt and Dylan, but there's still a couple of years before then. So do you sit him up in the press box for those 2 years? Like you have to send him back down to the Moose. And the reality of the league is guys get picked up off of waivers. I think one thing I'm worried about is Billy being sent down because he's waiver exempt in favor of keeping a lesser player to play.
I
Because like you don't want to sit Sandberg up in the press box all year.
no,
And I think Sandberg has to clear waivers. So
no, just Stanley.
if that's just Stanley.
Yeah.
Oh well,
So
you
like
can sit him up in the press
Sandberg can
box.
play with the Moose all season long. Like I saw enough of
I
him,
don't
and I
think
was
he
like,
should, but
I think I personally think he should. I think he needs another year to develop. Like I love Sandberg, and I know how good he's going to be, but this year just let him go hang out in the minors. Like I mean, he's only what 1 year removed from his draft, so what's the harm?
no,
Is he?
Sandberg's 23.
Is he really? Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
he
But
he,
like
he stayed in
he's
college. If he didn't sign with the Jets when he did, he would have become a free agent because he
okay.
stayed in college so long.
Yes, yeah, you're absolutely correct on that. So, but he's just removed from college. So that's still not pro hockey. That's still high level hockey, but it's not pro hockey. So I think he
Yeah,
needs to hang out and do pro hockey with the Moose for a little bit longer rather than hopping on with the
I
Jets
think
immediately.
he's a lot more reliable defensively, and that's what I think. I mean, Bonus has talked about that where he said it's going to be a situational thing. When they need defense, it's going to be Sandberg. He didn't say the names, but he said when they need defense, it's going to be one guy. When they need offense, it's going to be another guy, Billy. When they need muscle, it's going to be another guy, Stanley. He laid it out without saying their actual names, basically exactly
Yeah.
how we knew it was going to be. But I just don't think like you can't sit young guys all season in the press box. So it'll be interesting to see how they juggle that.
Yeah, well, I think like Logan Stanley's probably going to be the seventh defenseman this year for the Jets, and I really think that we're going to see a whole lot of Ville Heinola. Like last night, I
At least
didn't.
to start the year.
Yeah, I didn't mind Ville Heinola last night against the Flames. Like he was almost invisible, and when my defensemen are invisible to me, they're doing just fine.
Yeah, but I mean, Sandberg's an invisible defenseman who's better defensively. Villy should not be invisible. I think I said invincible the first time, but Villy shouldn't be invisible because his game is explosive offense. He needs to be creating stuff because he's not as reliable defensively. And Bonus wants our defense to be more offensive, which is fantastic.
Yeah, I
Really
mean,
happy to see that. But Villy should not be invisible. He should be obviously you can't compare him to like Cale Makar or Quinn Hughes, but he should be creating offense as like a light version of those guys.
yeah. Well, I mean, Dylan DeMello has been one guy that's hopped up into the rush like three times last night. I watched him like hop up, and Mark Scheifele would play the defensive role. It's like, oh, this is gonna be so good from Bonus. Like, and I don't know if you caught Bonus's post game last night, but
I
he's just
did,
like,
yeah. I didn't catch much of the game because I was driving out to the cabin, which is where I am right now. But I did catch like some of the highlights and the post game, and I really liked a lot of the things that Bonus talked about actually.
yeah, it's just like they're a family, and it doesn't feel like that cheap corporate version where it's like, yeah, we're a family here, so I'm gonna mistreat you. It's like, no, we're a family. We look out for each other, and if someone messes with us, well, you can expect to get shanked in the shower for it. So
Absolutely.
that's what I'm expecting from Bonus. And I mean,
Well,
we
yeah,
saw that from
the
Wheeler last night, and
you run one of us, you run all of
all
us
of
kind of
us.
mentality. And
Yeah,
um I also liked when he was talking about Shifley on the penalty kill, and they asked him why that was, and he was saying, "Oh, I mean, he's winning faceoffs, and that's what you need from your center on the penalty kill. You need to get puck possession." And I loved that. And then they asked about Kyle Connor. He's like, "Well, Connor's penalty killed a bit in the past, and it kind of just like lets the other team know, hey, Kyle Connor and Mark Shifley are penalty killing. You can't mess up on your power play.
no,
Guys might be gripping their stick a little harder because I mean, you mess up, it's going the other way. And these are two all stars,
yeah, and
essentially.
all stars that who put it in the back of the net on the shorthand last night. And like as soon as I saw those two cross the blue line, I was like, oh, something's good's gonna happen. And I started hooping and
Yeah.
hollering at the computer because it's like, yeah, this is gonna go, this is gonna go, and it went.
Can we never do those live streams again? The just like team websites. I found them, I thought they were horrible.
Really, I have no
It
issue with
wasn't the
them.
quality wasn't that bad last night. I didn't love the calls because they're just relaying radio calls.
Yeah,
Um, and I just like I don't know, it wasn't fantastic. I didn't like the graphics. I don't know.
see,
I think the broadcast is better.
I grew up listening to hockey games, so listening to a radio broadcast with the TV synced up like that, I'm just in love. I'm in my element there, and like watching like the on or like the at arena place things that are going on in the background. I love it. I had so much fun. Yeah, you had to miss the play after the goal because you had to see the stupid highlight of Jonathan Huberdeau, but whatever. I was a big fan of it. I could honestly do this all season long.
Yeah, I thought there were a couple times they cut. I thought there were a couple times where they cut away from the play to show like a graphic of the guy turning around. It's like, hey, no one cares.
Yeah,
The one thing I do have an issue with TSN is they always show like the back of the ref in the corner, and it's like, why? Well, the play's on. Just keep it at that top the main camera. Show highlights from other cameras, but don't show me the back of the ref as the teams are breaking out and going the other direction. Like,
Yeah,
come on.
they need to do it like old wrestling there, where it's like you got the main screen up on the top, taking up 70% of the view, and then you can show me the replay on the bottom 30% of the screen, or something like that, just so I can pay attention to what's going on, and if I want to watch the highlight, I can. There's better ways to do it.
I like it the way it is. Show the replays after. Like, don't show the replay in the middle of a play.
Yeah,
As simple as that. Give me the full screen and
yeah, whatever. I liked having it. It wasn't the worst listening to the Calgary guys. It wasn't the Sportsnet Calgary crew, so I'm definitely not complaining. And it was one last night with Kevin Sawyer, so it's a great day. Okay, so I guess we should probably talk about Hockey Canada being a bunch of goons once again. Where do you see Hockey Canada in 1 year from today?
Gone. If they keep digging their feet in, they're gonna. I mean, Saskatchewan's gonna hang on and keep supporting them, but everyone else, like Manitoba, I didn't love what they did in the summer with they like kind of half-assed backed them. They should have just backed out then. I don't. They're moving the right direction with their statement this week about not supporting them, whatever, but they're still a part of them. I like what Quebec and Ontario, I think it's Quebec and Ontario, have done, where they've kind of just like stepped back, like we're not giving them any money, we're not having anything to do with them. The problem is, I don't know, I don't think a government body is going to work. I'm not sure what's going to replace them, but I mean, they either need to clean house completely, including the people who in the last few months have like been standing by and almost backing and digging their heels in. They need to get rid of everyone and just start from scratch. I think keeping it Hockey Canada, but starting from scratch with all new people is probably the way to go. But I'm not sure what's actually going to happen going forward.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I just thought you guys are out of control. I was just kind of curious what your thoughts on it were, and maybe we're gonna see something happen. They're okay. Sorry, my cats are being goons. But yeah, no, I don't see Hockey Canada surviving this. Like, I think we're gonna have to look at a brand new organization. Probably something like it's probably gonna be Canada Hockey or something like that.
Canada Hockey, yeah. It will be.
And everyone from the old offices are gonna show up with little mustaches and be like, no, this is different. But yeah, no, I expect a full tear down. And it probably a name change as well.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. Yeah, I mean, changing it to Canada Hockey, it's not far enough different. But
no, but
it'll definitely be interesting to see how the next like couple months goes, because I mean, the premier of, was it New Brunswick, Tim Houston, he was saying like, and that's where the World Juniors is. He was like, if Hockey Canada is running this tournament, it's not coming to my province, which is awesome. Good for him to say that. They're splitting it between maybe he's Nova Scotia. It's split between two Eastern Maritimes provinces.
Yeah, I think it's Halifax and Fredericton. So that's New Brunswick, Nova Scotia, but I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, so I think it was the premier of Nova Scotia, whichever one's named Tim Houston, because I remember that because I was terrified to say Tim Hortons on the news yesterday as I was talking about it. Talking about a very serious topic, and I call the premier of Nova Scotia Tim Hortons. I didn't, but I was thinking about it. If you had
done that, I would have asked for the clip, so
I would have given it to you.
So yeah, I don't know. I just don't think that Hockey Canada is going to survive this one. You like it's
no, and nor should they.
No,
it's just absolutely grotesque, and they've not only that, but the fact that they've just been digging their heels in. What they needed to do is, when this all came out, well, what they needed to do was not have a hush fund for sexual assault claims, but what they needed to do this year was clean house, and they backed their people, which they shouldn't have, and now they have continued to back and dig their heels in, and it needs to just be done.
Yeah, Yeah, and it's so awful that like all of this has happened and that kids like, parents are paying for this too. Like that's what really bothers me the most. Is like why should some guy in Steinbach be paying for, some other kid's mess up like that?
Well, absolutely. I think of the money that my parents gave to Hockey Canada when I was growing up playing hockey. And I mean, was that money going towards that would have been in the early to mid 2000s or early
Yeah.
to late 2000s, I guess. So, like, that money would have been at some point going towards that fund, which is just disgusting.
Yeah, and so I mean, like it's like we know that your hands are clean in this issue, but it still feels really dirty. So
Well, it's so deceitful and so well, just despicable. I
yeah,
mean, having the fund at all, but is what is grotesque. But then using the money from membership fees from children across the country. Are you kidding me? How, like, who decided that? Who made this decision and why are they not in prison right now?
yeah. Well, and that's the thing is
Honestly.
those guys should be in prison. Like it shouldn't even be a conversation. It should just be like, yeah, we're following up on all of you guys, and if we gotta throw 50 millionaires in prison, doesn't matter where they're at in their lives. You mess up like that, you need to go serve your time. And
Absolutely.
I know it's someone's gonna be pissy at me for it, whatever. But it's unfortunately you messed up. I don't care how much money you have in the account.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, that's if only it were that
if
simple.
only, yeah, I like to live in
Only
a
our justice system wasn't two tiered.
yeah. Oh
Three, four,
boy,
five tiered, whatever.
yeah. We could get into that another time. Let's jump back to the Jets here. Most valuable fourth liner for the Jets this season.
Well, that depends on who gets put on the fourth
All
line.
right, let's just go with
I think Gustafson's gonna have a breakout
Gusto.
season
Okay,
if he gets the time.
yeah,
I know you're gonna say Sam Gagne.
you know it, yeah.
Of course you are.
Yeah, I mean the
I mean,
childhood
if
hero.
Jerome Iginla was playing on the Jets fourth line, I would say Iginla. So I can't blame you for that. It's your favorite player growing up, but I mean, I don't know. There's so much uncertainty there. Like if when Appleton comes back in, does Menelainen go down to the fourth line? Then it's going to be him. Does Barron go down to the fourth line? Probably going to be him. So if it's Appleton on the fourth line, probably going to be Appleton. So I think it really like it's hard. One, we don't know how Bonus is going to play his fourth line. I really like the third line they had yesterday with Menelainen, Barron, and I guess Barron ended up moving up to the second when Dubois left. But that's what I've been saying is Barron's going to be kind of that cop guy. I don't think he's going to make the top line, but he's going to bounce around in those other three lines where he's needed.
Mm-hmm.
If
Yeah,
the
and
fourth line center gets hurt, Barron might go down to there. If the second line center gets hurt, as we saw last night, he might be going up to there. So it'll be interesting to see how that works. I think if we're going with most valuable depth forward, we'll take Lowry out of it because everyone I mean, he's going to play second power play. He's going to play penalty kill. He's going to shut down other teams' best line. So it's always Lowry in that sense. But if we're going other than him, most valuable depth forward, I think Morgan Barron has a shot at it for sure.
yeah, I can't disagree with that. I saw somebody last night complaining about Morgan Barron, and like they're a pretty reputable person. I was just like,
On
really?
Twitter,
Yeah,
are
again,
their initials BJ?
potentially.
I think I also saw someone
Yeah.
complaining about Morgan
And
Barron
I
on
was just
Twitter.
like, why are we ripping on Morgan Barron in the preseason? This is his second game. And
Yeah, he's coming back from an injury, and I don't think he's been that bad.
no, like the first game against Calgary, I was all in on Barron. Last night, yeah, he was a little sloppy, but he wasn't bad enough to be going down to the Manitoba Moose.
God, no.
Yeah.
And don't come at us with all those numbers, you
Yeah.
nerds.
What do you think this is? A fancy podcast? We just look
We
at
don't-
goals and assists and ice time
We
there,
just
baby.
look at how guys look on the ice. Are
Yeah.
they? It's the eye test.
Yeah.
We're not getting into sabermetrics and whatever
I don't care what
the
your
advanced
war
stats
is.
are. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Just
It just confuses me.
Yeah, it honestly, like, I've learned
Birds.
how to read that stuff, but I'm just like, no, I'm gonna look at it on the TV and tell you what's good and what's not.
I refuse to look at it. It just confuses me.
Somebody had the decency to teach me a little bit, and I was like, okay, this makes a lot of sense, but at the same time, no. Just
Yeah.
goals and assists, shots, perfect. That's all I need. Guess
And do they look like they play well defensively? Then yeah,
yeah. I
it
mean,
might be Connor Hellbuck bailing people out, but
it could be that too.
that's why
But
you have a goalie like Connor Hellbuck.
yeah, that's why you get Vesna winning Connor Hellebuck and not Vesna runner up Jacob Markstrom.
Yeah, he I mean again, I just saw the highlights, but yeah, I
I
mean
mean, what was it?
500 save percentage halfway through the game is tough.
It was amazing that I got to watch that and just rip on Flames.
Mind you, the Jets only got 6 shots halfway through the game, but they were winning.
Yeah, so it's not the number of shots unless you're watching shot counting, and then it's like this is a real bad game for the Jets.
Only in the long run, only one stat matters,
Yeah,
and that's wins.
Goals and wins.
Goals and win. I get okay. That's 2 stats.
Yeah, okay, but for real, it's just wins at the end of the season. That's
At
all.
the end of
really
the day, it's wins.
Yeah, if you get blown out for 30 games, but you win 52, who cares? Maybe you're fans, but who cares about that?
Eh,
As long as they're getting into the seats, who you're making money as a
butts
billionaire.
and seats.
Butts and seats. That's all you need. And I mean, speaking of which, you're gonna go to a Friday night's game.
Yes, yes. I'm going to the home opener. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, where
I
about you
used
sitting?
to so my parents share some seasons in 222.
Ah,
And the third seat beside theirs is always open. So they had tickets to the game, so we bought the third one
right
as well.
on. Right
Yeah.
on. Well, I hope you enjoy it because that one should be a good one. Like you're seeing Truba, who's now the
Yeah.
captain.
I was a big fan of Truba when he was here too. So always happy to see him. And then I mean, New York's exciting.
Yeah.
It should be a good game with Winnipeg being better. But I mean, Panarin, Zibanejad, Fox, they've got some talent. So and I mean, Shesterkin and Net, like, should be a good game.
Let's
Could be
watch
cool.
let's watch a big duel between the two goaltenders.
Let's run them out of the building.
Let's
Send
do
them
it.
crying back to New York.
Let's do it. Let's make sure like everyone question how good Shishirkin is. Maybe we'll just wreck his reputation moving
There
forward.
you go.
There we go. The boys are hanging out in Banff for a week. What would you be doing in Banff if you were hanging out with the boys?
Well, right now they're fishing.
Right now
I don't
they
know
are
if you saw
fishing.
Ehlers and Dubois' Instagram story. They're out on the lake fishing. I don't know. I mean, I heard that Morrissey and Lowry, because they're from around there, kind of planned the day off today, and
Yeah.
it'll be. I don't know how much of it we're gonna see, but I'm sure lots of team activities, some practices, some workouts. Like I don't think it'll be too far from the ordinary. I absolutely love to see that they're doing it though. I think it'll be good for the team. It's probably been a tough summer. There was a lot of uncertainty. Should help bring the guys close together. So
yeah, and I mean, like
I'm happy to see it.
This isn't the first time like within this off season or preseason, whatever we want to call it.
Yeah, you look at Morrissey's wedding.
I think Tony.
I think there was like 5 weddings. Toninato got married. I think Pionk might have gotten married.
I'm pretty sure like 2 weddings were out in Banff or in the mountains somewhere. So
Morrissey's for sure was. Yeah, I don't know.
I think Tony Otto's was.
Oh, okay, but yeah, I think there were 4 Jets that got married this summer. So
good for those
they
guys.
seem to spend a lot of time together, and I mean, it seems like they're having a lot of fun together.
Yeah, and I mean
that might just be what we see. You never know what's going on behind scenes, but everyone the last couple of years has been talking about how toxic and awful the Jets dressing room is, and I think it might have been blown out of proportion.
Yeah, I think there were some guys who were just like causing some issues, but like I genuinely believe that they came out of last season, realized that they had not had a good locker room, and figured out what they needed to do to work on themselves. And I think with the sheriff role and then being like, hey, you guys are gonna be like real friends now instead of being pretend friends. Like,
well, I think they just needed a new voice in that room. It was getting stale, and everyone was butting heads, and Maurice just didn't have any control of it by the looks of it. So I think just getting that new voice in there is huge.
Speaking of Paul Maurice and the Florida Panthers,
You're an idiot.
I listen, man.
You're in. They won the President's Trophy
They
last
are
year.
going to regress
You're a
so
moron.
hard. Like the Florida Panthers are going to regress
That
that
made me
hard.
question not only our partnership in this podcast, but our friendship.
No, man. The
I'm
Panthers are.
holding you to it, and it's gonna suck because you're gonna die, and then we won't have a podcast anymore.
Oh, who said that?
And I'll miss you as a friend. But you can't fight a gator, and the Jets probably aren't gonna finish higher than Florida.
They are going to finish higher than Florida. Listen, everyone's like, "Oh, look at the Florida Panthers. They're going to be great." No, they're not.
I don't know how spectacular they're going to be, but President's Trophy isn't going to go lower. Like it might be close, but you can't say for certainty that the Winnipeg Jets are going. Okay, holding you to it.
I know.
And it's not only like I'll buy a Panthers jersey or something. You straight up said you're going to fight a gator.
Well, I'm not saying how big of a gator. I'm not going out to a golf course finding a 15-footer.
I'm texting my buddy in Florida as soon as that happens. We're going to go out, stay at his house. Shout out Chase. We're going to come stay at your house. And he's a hunter. I've got a picture of him holding up a gator.
Good. I'm excited.
He's going to get one for you to fight. And again, I'm going to be really sad because you're going to be dead.
At least
I'll miss you.
Well, yeah, everyone will. But that's okay. You'll have Darnell doing this podcast with you. So, just
there you go.
Tag me out. I'm sure you guys can find a new third. But no, I genuinely believe that the Jets are going to be that much better because, like, they had
I do think they are.
last year. If they didn't meet, Paul Maurice is going to take those Florida Panthers backwards significantly. Like I don't believe in the Florida Panthers. I think they got significantly worse. So
I just think, I don't know. I just like, I think the Jets might finish higher than them. I'm not saying it's a certainty that the Jets are going to finish lower than them. I just think you saying you're guaranteeing the Jets finish higher is nuts.
Okay, well, okay. So fighting a gator probably isn't going to happen. I'll get a tattoo. That's a little bit more permanent.
You said you're fighting a gator.
Okay, get fine.
We'll find you a little one.
Yeah, we'll find like a little 3.
No, we love animals. We'll make you get a Florida Panthers tattoo or something. Oh no, I think having to get a Flames tattoo.
Oh, don't do that to me. Why would you do that? That's so cruel. Maybe I'll have the stencil of Matthew Tkachuk's signature under it too while we're at it.
Oh, or we could just make it a Tkachuk signature.
And see this,
or like a Lucic. Just a picture of Milan Lucic.
Big old ugly guy there.
Yeah.
Actually, surprisingly, Lucic wasn't the issue on the ice last night or Wednesday night for the Jets. Like it was
Kadri and Dubé.
Zadorov. Listen, like if
that's gonna be a battle.
I would legitimately give Gary Bettman $50 to change the schedule right now.
I think $50 would be such a drop in the bucket for Gary Bettman. And all that 50 would be going towards is trying to keep the Arizona Coyotes afloat.
Yeah.
So is it really worth it?
Gary Bettman, I will buy 2 season tickets to the Arizona Coyotes if you make some schedule changes.
Might only cost $50.
Yeah.
Good times.
Poor Coyotes fans. I really hope they do well. Or so
they
bad.
Won't.
No.
Didn't they only get like 6 shots last night or something?
I think there was 7.
Oh my bad.
Oh yeah. Close, not close enough.
Not giving them enough credit.
No, okay. Yeah, I don't know. I feel bad for him. And like the Central's such a weird division because it's so top heavy, and then you've got the 2 bottom feeders that are absolutely horrendous.
Oh right. Yeah, we get to play the Coyotes lots.
Yeah, we do. So I mean, like hopefully it's not like last year where we blow it and it's just like, oh yeah.
Well, that Valimaki or whatever his name is was just a stud.
Oh,
he played like Andrei Vasilevsky against the Jets.
That's the only time that guy would show up.
He made like 50 saves one game.
Yeah.
Just
nuts.
Like,
I'm pretty sure it was like 98 shots from the Jets and he allowed 1 goal.
Yeah, but I mean they've lost Phil, they've added Cassian, which is a loss. I mean, it's just gonna be they're gonna be so bad. And then poor Connor Bedard is gonna have to go play in front of 5,000 people, which is probably less than he's playing in front of in Regina.
No, somehow it's gonna, no, Gary Bettman's gonna interfere. Arizona's
Get him
gonna
to
be,
Arizona.
oh,
Yeah.
100%. And then Bettman's gonna be like, listen, Austin Matthews, here's a laptop with like 100,000 Bitcoins on it. Don't say anything, but you're going to Arizona. And Matthews gonna be like, sure, fine, whatever.
And then
Toronto sucks.
escrow's gonna go up for the players.
Yeah. And Austin Matthews gonna be like cashing in 20 schmil a year.
Yeah, probably.
Probably. Still ridiculous that that's the top number. Well, not even close yet, but 16 mils the top number for NHLers at this point.
Who's making 16?
No one's making 16. No one's
Oh, that's the max.
That's the max.
That's the max.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But enough about Austin Matthews because Toronto media covers that guy enough, and we don't need to pump his tires anymore. But probably like actually, okay, just want to make one quick announcement because we are starting to run low on time. New Jets website, or Jets Nation website, I should say. It's all fancy, it's all new. I'm still trying to figure it out, but go check it out because it's nice.
And read all of Angus's blogs.
Yes. Yeah, it's just me still. So if you're looking for some kind of content, that's where you go. I don't know. Okay. We'll do the over under and then we'll wrap this thing up so that we
let's run through them.
Okay, over unders. Just for Kyle Connor, 50 goals.
Over.
More or less. Over. Where do you have a number?
54.
54. I'm gonna say 52.
Okay.
Blake Wheeler, 55 points.
Over.
How many?
I think playing with Perfetti and Dubois will be good. Although he isn't on the first power play anymore, so it might go down a bit. 55.
Yeah.
I still think I think he gets right around the 55. I'm gonna say 54 to 56.
So over or under.
I'm hitting the post.
You can't hit the post. This is
I'm hitting the post.
Okay, I'm saying you're taking the under.
No, okay. I'll go over.
That's what I thought.
I'll go over 54 and a half. So 55 up.
You monster. Morrissey, 45 points.
Ooh, over. I'm such an optimistic Jets fan. Everything's going over.
Yeah, I mean, you might as well only the weak bet the under.
Why? Yeah. Why would you want to cheer for boring season?
Yeah, no.
Over.
Everyone's gonna have a career year this year. It's gonna be fantastic.
Well, I think Bonus wants the defense to get in it way more offensively, and Morrissey's on the top power play. I think Morrissey might have 30 power play points.
That's a bold
like all
one.
assists.
I like it.
I mean, just feeding Kyle Connor.
Yeah, you feed Kyle Connor, you feed Sam Gagne,
you feed Nicky. Gagne's not going to be on the power play.
Dude, he's totally on the power play. PP1, 100%.
No,
yes.
He's absolutely not. No,
he was
only in there because Dubois wasn't playing that game.
He showed that he can do it. Put Doobie on the second power play.
He might be power play too. Gagne might be power play too, but there's no way he's. Hey, Angus, I don't know where you've been all summer, but Paul Maurice isn't the coach anymore. He's not going to put an old guy on the power play.
But
Bones isn't putting Gagne on the power play. That was one preseason game.
Yeah, but you get a guy that's like going to be rested. He's going to be making sick passes. Gagne is not scoring. He's making dirty passes on PP1.
No, he's not. He can't keep up with Ehlers, Scheifele, or Connor.
Yeah, you don't have to keep up. You're literally just there to make passes, get out of the zone when you need to, and get back in there.
Remember when I said the Jets could spread out scoring and Gagne could potentially be on like a second line winger, and you made fun of me, and now you're saying he's going to be power play one because he made 2 goddamn passes? Stop it.
No,
it's going to be Dubois in front of the net blocking out the sun because no one can move him.
That's fair enough.
And it's going to be Nick Ehlers, hopefully not killing Dubois, Kyle Connor, Scheifele in the slot. Just, oh, what a power play. It's going to be good. It's going to be fun to watch.
I know this power play is going to be fun to watch. And I mean, it's going to be even better with the penalty kill actually succeeding more than 62% of the time as well.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
Yeah. Hellebuck, 30 wins.
Over. But I'm going to take whatever the number is for games. I'm going to take the under.
Okay.
If it's like him playing 57 games or something, I'm
Yeah,
taking the under.
kind of had him posted around whatever 825 minus 82 is, or whatever the proper subtraction
That's
is.
exactly what I just said. Probably, I think
Probably. Math is hard.
57. I
57
bet he
ish.
gets. I bet he gets in that like 55 to 60. I would rather see him in like the 50 to 55, but I bet it's high 50s he gets.
Yeah. Cole Perfetti, 65 points.
That one I might have to take the under. If he stays healthy, over, but I don't know. Like, I mean, we've seen him get run into the boards the last two games. Bonus talked about it. Perfetti needs to learn how to protect himself more. So, I mean, if he plays 82, over, easy. But I don't think he's playing 82. So I'm gonna have to take the under on that one.
Fair enough. Well, that's all the names I had for this one. We'll talk a little bit more next weekend after the Jets' first home game. So yeah, that's pretty much it
Yeah.
for us. We got 3 minutes left, so let's round this thing up. Sam, how can we find you on the interwebs?
Yes, S Brownell 12 on Twitter, actually tweeting again. So
And making some decent memes
you
too.
can get some Jets memes there. And Sam Brownell Radio on Instagram.
Yeah. So yeah, give Sam a follow. He would appreciate that. You can give me a follow,
Absolutely.
Angus Hout on Twitter and Facebook, or not Facebook. Don't add me on Facebook, please. On Instagram. Oh boy. And then Jets Nation, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. Give us a follow there. It's a lot of me, but still talking a lot of Jets. And definitely subscribe to this podcast. Would greatly appreciate it. We had like actually our biggest week ever last week of this podcast. So everyone
Keep
that
it
tuned in,
rolling. Subscribe, like, rate, review,
tell your friends,
send it
family,
to your family.
tell
If
your
everyone
aunties.
sends it to three people, and then those three people send it to three people each, and then so on and so forth,
That's called
Angus and I might not be poor forever.
Yay. Also, that's multi-level marketing, and you can only do that 6 times.
Oh,
So listen, I almost got scammed
oops.
by one of those. So don't fall for him, friends.
We're not asking anyone to buy anything.
That's
You can
true.
send it to your friends.
Yeah, just send it to as many friends as possible, and then tell your
Yeah.
friends to send it to more friends. That's all
Yeah.
you need to do. Support this
And then when we
podcast and
start a Patreon, then we'll turn it into multi-level marketing.
that, or maybe I'm just gonna have to start selling OnlyFans pictures because
Oh boy.
yeah, we got to make money somehow. This economy, you got to do what you got to do. Follow my OnlyFans.
Oh
Have a
god.
great week,
No one wants to
friends.
see that.
Everyone, it's for $3.
Hey,
Absolutely.
go Jays today too.
Also,
They're
go
playing right
Jays.
now.
All right. Well, enjoy your Thanksgiving, Sam, and
You
everyone
as
else that's
well.
tuned in. And thank you for tuning in. And I'll talk to
And
you soon.
we'll see you next week.
Bye.